see you. Good to see you. Always good to see a Notre Dame guy, right? We're a little bit different. How y'all doing tonight? I said, how y'all doing tonight? All right. You got some steak, some sea bass, and if you're a vegetarian, well, I think they got you some carrots, right? We take care of you. We take care of you. I am Ryan Harris, champion Super Bowl 50, 10-year veteran of the NFL. Also a husband, father, friend, broadcaster on Altitude Radio and Notre Dame football. And I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. I want to start by thanking Mary Barrett and Arrupe Jesuit. Let's give them a round of applause for bringing us all together. And I want to just give a shout out to the students. Can we have all the students that are here stand up? That was an awesome video. Let's give a round of applause for these students. The future. See, one of the things in seeing each and every one of you now and in meeting some of you before tonight is that I see beyond where we are in our station. I see beyond our age. And I see a collection of the city's best leaders and future leaders. And one of the things you learn going to Notre Dame right away is that Notre Dame wants to lead. And then the other thing you find out right away when you go to Notre Dame is Notre Dame wants to win. Right? So since we are all leaders, and I'm sure some of you saying right now, well, I'm not a leader, I don't want to lead. Some parents right now saying, I don't want to lead right now. I came here to relax, right? Students, y'all are leaders and you think you're leaders and we know you will be leaders, but you'll figure that out on the way. But I take the quote that Dr. Martin Luther King said, everyone can lead because everyone can serve. And one of the things you learn playing in the NFL real quick, especially if you're with Peyton Manning, is that if you're going to do something, you better do it to win, right? You can get hurt real easily if you don't. You can fail every time if you don't give that effort. So since each and every one of us are leaders, let us lead to win. And we do so by knowing where we're leading from. And then tonight I'm going to give you one word that's going to make you an authentic leader anywhere you go. And then I'm going to give you one secret to how we won the Super Bowl that will help you enjoy your journey anywhere you lead. That sound good to y'all? All right. So where are you leading from? As a leader, you know, sometimes people say, well, who are you? That question's so open-ended. But where are you leading from? And that has to do with your mindset. And the one thing that kept me going through 9 different surgeries, 3 on my back, 5 to save my leg below my knee, was my mindset. And when we talk about mindset, it's important to talk about what that really means. When I was young, I used to think mindset was Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, right? Or the Jedi Master Yoda levitating a spaceship. But when you boil it down, your mindset consists of 3 simple beliefs. I am, I can, I will. Say it with me. I am, I can, I will. Not like you believe in yourself. I am, I can, I will. That's belief. When you believe in yourself, you are choosing to lead from a place that creates everything you set out to do. And it's with your mindset you can overcome the greatest successes, greatest failures, and the toughest team members that are a part of your teams. So let's start with the words, I am. 2 things happen when you speak the words, I am. First, you get to take stock of who you are, where you are at. I am happy. I am angry. I am waiting to get back to my table to finish that chocolate cake. Who got the lemon one? Is it good? I'll find out. Right? But you also get to build resolve. I am Muslim, and if I were to resign myself to what people thought Muslims were today, I would not be standing where I am. I am Muslim, and I am a better Muslim because I went to Notre Dame. Because there are 330 masses per week on campus at Notre Dame. Right? All of a sudden, praying 5 times a day seems like I'm getting away with something, doesn't it? Oh, quiet in my dorm room. Right? So when you speak the words I am, you begin to build resolve. And one thing that every champion knows is that you better take ownership of the negative as well. I am not listening. I am not working hard enough. I am not where I need to be. And that's where we take and find the second aspect of building your mindset, where you lead from in speaking the words I can. Say it back to me. I can. I can. I can. At some point, your good will not be good enough. Let me say that for the young students in attendance. At some point, your good will not be good enough, and that's okay. In those moments, speak the words, I can. One of the things in the NFL, to change a play, 3 different offenses change it different ways. One offense always says opposite, which anytime you hear opposite, aren't you confused, right? If I say right, opposite, left, and then you go to a line of scrimmage, hey, wide 80, hey, opposite, you're like, wait, where's it, left? Okay, well, which one would we start on, right? We got another way in offenses that I was in. You say alert, get to the line of scrimmage, wide 80, alert, alert. And even if I say alert right now, a couple of necks snap back, you guys are looking around, you know? But the best offenses I was in used the word can. Wide 80, easy, easy, can. Omaha Blue Go. Right? I asked Father, the Archbishop, I said, what's the Latin meaning of can? And he said, opportunity, right? I don't know if you know your Latin, Father, but. Oh, and he told me to pass the message, contribute or confess, right? That's what been put on notice, right? The words I can also saved my career. I was drafted here to the Broncos in 2007. I started over 20 games, had a nice house in a cul-de-sac in Highlands Ranch, you know? Had a nice vehicle. And then John Fox came to town. And he wanted me to learn a new way to play. He gave me some new coaches. And I was unwilling. I was arrogant. Guess what happened to me? I got fired. All right? I'd never been more embarrassed in my life. How do I tell my wife in our first year of marriage that I'm home early because I lost my job because I was arrogant? How do I tell my friends who are coming to town the next week that I wasn't going to be there because I lost my job because I was unwilling to work in the NFL? All of these thoughts went around and around in my head as tears came down my eyes and hands shaking in disbelief as I drove away from Dove Valley. But I had a decision to make that night. I could choose to wallow into my unemployment and sadness, or I could choose this would be the beginning of a new me. And in choosing to move forward, I spoke the words, I can. I can be a good husband without being a Denver Bronco. I can go to King Soopers without being a Denver Bronco, right? I can make sure I never lose my job again because of my unwillingness to work. I can stop at Panda Express on the way home and eat my feelings. Dairy Queen works as well. And the wildest thing happened. The very next morning, I got a call from a man named Gary Kubiak. Anybody heard that guy? He said, hey, Ryan, I think you can help us win down here in Houston. He was at the Houston Texans at the time. I said, hey, I can do that, coach. I got down to Houston. I did everything I said I could do, right? I can watch more film. I can ask questions. I can lift more. And because of that, I got a call 2 years later from that very same man, Gary Kubiak, back with the Denver Broncos, who had released me. And the last time I left the facility, I had tears in my eyes. Right? He said, hey, Ryan, I think we need you. I think you can help us win a championship. And I need you to show these young guys how to win. I can do that, coach. I can handle so many aspects of life. Right? I am bad at money. I can learn to be better. Right? I am terrified the night before the Super Bowl that my greatest achievement will be my greatest failure. But I can still go out and put on my pads. I can go knock the crap out of somebody, right? So when your good is not good enough, use the words I can to build your mindset and continue to build resolve in where you're leading from. but you must take one final step. You must actually do the work. Isn't that right, Father? And you do the work by speaking the words, I will. There are over 200 diamonds in the Super Bowl 50 ring. How many do you think were laying around waiting for me to pick them up? Right? You think Peyton rested with the knowledge that it would be given to us? Right? How many diamonds in your life? How many big milestones in your companies? For you students, how many places that you want to go will just be waiting for you? None. None. And that same night before the Super Bowl, I said, I am terrified that my greatest achievement will be my greatest failure. I can go out, put on my pads, and play, and I will raise that trophy. I will be a champion. And I closed my eyes, and I imagined what it was like to hold that Lombardi trophy. And I could only see it from the bottom up. Fast forward 24 hours later, and here's Peyton Manning from the stage handing me down the Lombardi trophy, and I'm touching it for the first time from the bottom up. When you speak the words, I will, you put a person, a place, a surrounding environment around your success. What do your dreams look like? What is success now, no matter how much success you have had? What does that look like for you? What are you willing to do? Who are you when you go after it? And now you begin to see where you're leading from. So build your mindset. You choose your mindset each and every day. And build it with I am, I can, I will. So then the question becomes, what do you do with this mindset, this awesome championship mindset that you got at the Arrupe Jesuit dinner, right? And my favorite thing, I love it, you hear it in sports all the time, they say to captains and they say to players, they say, how do you lead? And what does everybody usually say? What's the common thing when somebody asks you how you lead? People say, I lead by what? Example. We all know that. And we all know that that is incomplete. So here's one word that will make you an authentic leader each and every time you are leading. The word with. I want you to lead with an example. See, when you lead by example, you lose all the context. The year we won the Super Bowl, we had a teammate who was going to cost us not just the Super Bowl, but getting to the playoffs. And he thought, as a veteran, that I had everything going, that I had never made a mistake in my life, which we all know. I've done that, right? All of us have made mistakes. And the more successful we become, the less the people around us think that we ever struggled, that we ever overcame something, that we ever learned a new skill. And it's our job at that point to lead with an example. This player was making so many mistakes a game, coaches were screaming at him. Players on the field were screaming at him. Peyton was screaming at him. Right? So he's about to lose his job. Everybody else is fine, but Peyton starts yelling at you, better get your pay stubs. Right? So I walked up to him and I said, listen, when I was your age, I made 2 to 3 mistakes a game. And then I started taking down notes, feverishly taking down notes. Anything coach said, any schedule. And I would review them on Wednesday, review them on Thursday, take Friday off because who likes working on Friday, right? Saturday, before the game, I didn't turn on my television the last 3 years of my career because I had studied and looked over those notes. And I told this player, I said, you know, the funny thing happened. I went from making 2 to 3 mistakes a game to 2 to 3 mistakes a year. And the very next day in our meeting, he had a notebook and 3 pens. The example you give will be the example you see. Not many of us operate in our best when we're embarrassed, when we're ridiculed. And it is our job as leaders to show some vulnerability and lead with an example. I'm going to give you an example real quick of something that helped us win Super Bowl 50. It's called stand up, shake it out. When I say stand up, shake it out, I want you to stand up, move your shoulders, move your hips. Ready? Stand up, shake it out. There you go. There you go. All right, we got some priests in here now. Come on now. Sit on down, sit on down. Hold on, we got 3 fathers that didn't move, man. Y'all don't know how to shake your hips? Come on now. Come on now. And just like we are laughing now, when you lead to win, you better have some fun. We had bus 3 the year we won the Super Bowl. There was only one rule on bus 3, no rookies. They asked too many questions. And it's because of Bus 3 that I can tell you one of your favorite Broncos of all time is one of the absolute worst singers you have ever heard. Because after every game we won or lost, he would sing those same country songs, and they were terrible. What do you sound like when you're having fun? What do you listen to when you're having fun? Anybody heard of Von Miller? Pretty good player, right? Try practicing against him every day. All right? There were days I didn't want to be there. There were days where I wished I could just kick my feet up, let the championship come to me. But instead, I celebrated every win. And that's how you make sure you have fun everywhere you lead. Celebrate every win. On those tough days. Woo! Oh yeah, rock and roll, man. Hey boys, we get to practice today. Hey Vaughn, man, I'm coming for you, Vaughn. You know? I would celebrate after having 7 different surgeries that my locker still had a jersey, that I had a name tag, that I had a helmet with a number on it that was mine. What did it take for you to get here today? Not just the traffic, not just, the roads cleared out a little bit from the sun today, right? How many wins did you have to overcome? How many wins have you had? Students at Arrupe Jesuit, how many wins did you have to get here tonight, to get to Arrupe? Right? And when we remember how many wins we have had, when we celebrate every win, we create enjoyment, we create laughter that is impervious to failure with our teams and with those who we lead, in the communities we lead in. We have fun. We learn about one another. And that's what you can do each and every day as a leader. Celebrate every win. They have game balls in the NFL. How do you celebrate your employees if you're at a corporation? Teachers at Arrupe Jesuit, how do you celebrate the success of a student? Celebrate every win. Take advantage of that opportunity to connect with each other and to lead to win. So by choosing your mindset and building your mindset with I am, I can, I will, leading with an example and celebrating every win, you will lead to win. It's important to lead to win because when we win, we get to create the beyond. The students of Arrupe, the different colors, the different kinds, the different religions, all go to different corporations, and we set the bar when we win. So lead to win and create the beyond for each and every one of us. Thank you, and thank you for being here.